Welcome back to another TA stream here at Sin City Crypto. My name is David. I'll be your host for today. We're on this show. We only do technical and fundamental analysis. And well, today is no different. We are seeing Bitcoin get a little bit of a rally here. Also, as I am not in the control room, I am sitting here by myself. Let me know if the music is too loud or if it's just right. I told you guys I'd have some music on. Well, here we go. Bitcoin on the daily still cannot break this 105.5K region. Now we are on the way up there as we're seeing a little bit of a rally with another 30 minutes to go in the TradFi markets. It's actually, speaking of TradFi markets, let's pull up where the S&P, the Dow, and the Dow Jones. So Dow is still down. We can call it flat, minus 133 points. NASDAQ up 1.85%. S&P still up over 1%, just barely. VIX has fallen down 2.61%, which is what you want to see. Now, typically, you see spurts of volatility and price action first 30 minutes when the market opens and the last 30 minutes before the market closes. So we should see a little bit of volatility. That is also one of the reasons why we moved our time frame up for this live show up from 2:30 to up from 2 Pacific to 12:30 Pacific. And BTC 1048. Let's actually zoom into maybe the 5-minute chart here for Bitcoin. And let me adjust my chart here. Let me get rid of this MA ribbon. We'll throw on our cloud. Cloud on the 5-minute looks excellent. You see the expansion of our cloud here, which led to this move up from around 104.2 up to 104.8, which we're currently sitting on now. So the cloud looks great. Let's take a peek at market cipher B. Money flow deep in the green. VWAP. VWAP is at 11. So 11 points above our midline, which is great. And RSI and stochastics are showing us that we are currently overbought. Doesn't mean that this thing cannot continue to go up, but some things to keep in mind. We haven't gotten a green dot here. We did get a green dot. This was just 20 minutes ago. And so nothing really we're seeing on the 5-minute on market cipher B. We can throw on market cipher A and take a peek. Just a bunch of continuation candles here. And we're seeing the bands here expand on market cipher A. And looking at volume on the 5-minute, we did get a big spike in volume on this move. This is from about 10 minutes ago. Around 15 minutes ago. So we'll see what Bitcoin will do. Again, the key level, my friends, we're looking to test. Let me clean up this chart here just a little bit. Also, as I'm cleaning up the chart, if there's anything you'd like me to take a look at from a TA or fundamental analysis standpoint, please let me know. It's been a pretty packed day, so I don't have much prepped. I know sometimes I show Nansen Analytics. I know sometimes I show TVL. I don't have any of that. Just going based off of what you guys want and kind of the top gainers and top losers in the chart. And really at an inflection point. BTC, let's take a peek at the dominance section. We'll get back to this chart here in a second. BTC dominance continues to fall. That's on the 1 hour. You take a look at the daily. We are catching some support at the bottom end of our cloud, which in this case, if you're a big altcoin holder, you don't want to see that. You want to see this thing continue to fall. Just like when we see the dollar index continue to fall. The same thing we want to see with Bitcoin dominance. This is great for altcoins. We should catch some support if we do break below the cloud at around 61.78%. But you look at the crypto bubbles on the day, lots and lots of green, including the number 1 gainer, Athena, the number 2 gainer, Hex, and then Caspa coming in at plus 15% on the day. Those people that held tight when Caspa was trending down, went from 20 cents to 5 cents. If you were holding, congratulations to you, because you are getting, and I believe are about to continue to get rewarded. So let's take a peek at Bitcoin on the lower time frames. We can zoom into maybe the 30-minute time frame here. We did get a retest of our 9-day moving average. We got a positive bounce there as well. I know we looked at the 5-minute. Market cipher B on the 10-minute or on the 30-minute doesn't really show us much. On the 1 hour, we did get a green dot a couple hours ago, and these momentum waves continue to expand to the upside, crossing our initial 60 overbought level. And then we have RSI and stochastics are pointing up there as well. That's on the 1 hour for BTC. Let's take out the 4 hour, kind of same thing. We did get, though, a bearish crossover on the 4 hour. Our baseline crossed above our conversion line, which is typically your first sign of bearishness. But you see how thick that cloud is. Thickness, depending on what we're talking about, in this case, the cloud is a good thing, meaning this move has some legs. We take a look at volume. Big spike in volume here on this 4 hour candle that we're currently in right now. That does close in around 18 minutes. So we'll see where that comes in. And can we get a potential green dot on the 4 hour candle here? We did get one. This is about, when was this? Wait, this is today at 1. Oh, 1 in the morning. I was like, what the hell? So this was today at 1 in the morning Pacific time. We did get a green dot. We want to see another green dot here on Market Cypher B. And so we'll see what Bitcoin does. Again, the key levels that we have out here, my friends, is really this wick we had. And let me drop a flag so we can take a peek. 105,780. That is the resistance level. If we can clear 105,780, if we stay on this zoomed out daily candle here for BTC, I'll just drop some horizontals. Here's one, 106,229, where if we kind of take a look at the price and what it did here, we've had a few closes up here, rejections, and we've also had some wicks here as well. I think the big one was the first leg up where Bitcoin got rejected on a close at 106.1, and then we had that spill off coming into our second top. Another close, but we did get a wick above that to around a 109.2. And so that will be the next key level, right? Both times that Bitcoin topped out, all-time high first, close, stopped out at 106. Second all-time high on a close, again, 106.2. So if we can clear this 105.5, 105.7 to be exact, 106.2, we get a close above that, you guys, and then we're really talking 120 to $130,000 for BTC. And then hopefully altcoins will follow. Again, if there's anything you'd like me to take a look at, please let me know. Mohammed said, do TA on your boy Rob. Maybe I will. Throw me a chart and I'll do it. Okay, I want to take a peek at Caspa. I believe, was Caspa in my thumbnail? Let's take a peek. Caspa was in my thumbnail, and I knew it. See, I knew Caspa was going to rally. That's why I threw it in my thumbnail. This is actually our Cardano thumbnail that we did, we did a Cardano video earlier today. But we'll take a peek at CAS. We know from a fundamental standpoint, the big crescendo hard fork, which was much anticipated, taking that thing from 1 block to 10 blocks per second. Essentially making Caspa the fastest layer 1 when it comes to proof of work. 10 blocks per second. Let's get rid of that. Let's throw this on here for Caspa. And guys, this is on the daily. Even from yesterday, we had that 12.9 cent level mapped out for Caspa as a potential key resistance level. And that is where we are approaching now. And so I would potentially be interested in a short here at 12.9 cents. But what's giving me a little bit of caution is that big spike in volume on this move we're seeing on the daily candle. We zoom into maybe the 1 hour. Let's take a peek at what we're seeing on the 1 hour. Are we seeing decreasing volume? Because if we are, this might be an opportunity to enter into a potential short scalp on Caspa. Doesn't affect our long-term bags, but we take the money we make off the short and then we buy more Caspa or whatever it is you like to do with your profit. So as of now, we are seeing decreasing volume. Big volume spike here. This was on this move. And then the volume just decreased. And now this candle hasn't closed yet. We still have about 14 minutes. But on the hourly, we are seeing decreasing volume as Caspa enters that or approaches that 12.9 cent region. In fact, I hope I don't regret this, but I am actually going to put in a limit short on Caspa because as we see with volume, it is losing a little bit of steam as it is making its way up to that 12.9 cent region. So we're going to go 10x lev, Caspa, and we're going to set it at 12.923. And we'll throw 1,000 at this one, and we are going to go short All right, so limit order set. And so just to kind of review the orders we currently have right now open on Buy DeFi, which you don't have an account, I highly recommend you create one, especially if you're in the US, no KYC, no VPN. We have a BTC long order limit set at 99,738. We have a BitTensor limit long order set at 432.50. And then Caspa, a short set at 12.923 cents. And again, revisiting this level, I do expect price to get rejected. And you know what? If you sit here and you say, well, why are you being so bearish? This would actually be very bullish because on the 1 hour, this would bring us in to a potential cup and handle pattern. We get a retest here of that 11.8 cents, and then we're off to the races. Again, depending on what volume shows, breaking out above. I know Eugene said, Dave, don't be short in the market right now. I know. But I just think this is going to be a quick in and out. It's going to be a scalp trade, not any trade I plan on entering into or staying in for a long period of time. Now what we're going to do is we're going to find our TP level here if our short does get entered. And I'm going to use some fibs here. We're going to stay on the hourly. Let's draw our fib from this move from 11 cents up. And my first TP, I'm going to take at my 50% retracement level, which is 11.98 cents, which will go 11.99 cents. That'll be our first TP, which will set that as soon as this trade. And you know what? Let me just go ahead and set it now. We'll go TP X 0.1199 cents. See, take profit. That will give us a profit of around $717. We'll take it. And we'll double check that if this price does get filled. That is our 50% retracement level, which again, you guys know, the two levels we target on the handle part of a cup and handle. The first one is our 236 level, which sits at 12.47. The second one is our 50% Fibonacci retracement, which again sits at 11.989. We round it up to 11.99. And so that is what we're looking to do. But again, this could be very bullish setup for Caspa. If we get that rejection, come back, create a falling channel, AKA your handle, break to the upside. And we'll get that measured move here in a second as I butter up my... It's crazy. You guys know on the show in the morning, I don't talk for long periods of time. And so this is definitely an adjustment for me, but hey, we take it in stride, right? I saw someone say Bitcoin at 105. Oh, Bitcoin at 105. Let's go. Okay. So we also had our eye on another potential. This is BTC on the hour. We had our eye on another potential cup and handle pattern, but we didn't even get the handle part, and BTC is starting to break out. 104.997. Again, let's actually zoom into the 1 minute. Let's get rid of that. Let's zoom into the 1 minute chart here on BTC. Let's bring in market cipher B. We did just get a green dot on the 1 minute. That's one thing to keep in mind. And again, we'll go back to our daily, and let's move this down here. 105.8, and we'll make this visible on, it is visible on the minute. Okay, perfect. So we'll go here, we'll go to our 1 minute chart, 105.8. That is a level we have our eye on, my friends. Will this breakout continue? Again, red dot on market cipher B, which is our first signal that a potential reversal could be in play. Also, what I like to note on the 1 minute, this move up, decreasing volume. So we might see a little bit of a top here, very micro top for BTC, decreasing volume, red dot on market cipher B. Let's take a peek at what market cipher A is telling us. Also flashing that first signal of a potential short as we have our baby blood diamond. I want to call it a blood diamond, our baby red diamond. Okay, that is your first warning sign. Like, hey, be cautious, David. Don't get into a crazy long position for BTC. As you can see, price is starting to trend down a little bit. Now, this is, of course, on the 1 minute. So these candles don't mean much. Let's take a peek at the 5 minute chart here for BTC. I'm going to throw up market cipher B. Expanding money flow. Looks like VWAP was about to get a bearish crossover to the downside, but it looks like we are going to see a reversal there. And RSI and stochastics are pretty high. We're at 97. So very overbought on the lower time frames. As you can see, Bitcoin is making its way back down to 104,794. And so again, guys, 104, we'll call it 105 to 108, 105.8. That is a key level that we need BTC to break out. As you can see here, we are testing our upper band here of Market Cipher A. Let's get rid of Market Cipher A and let's throw on, we already have our cloud on here actually, which is good. And so super micro, we're looking at 104.6 for some potential support. That is your 9-day moving average. If we break below that, our 26-day is sitting right below at 104.533. We're really splitting hairs here, my friends. But again, decreasing volume on the big move up, as you can see here. And so on the 1 minute, you can see, hopefully we can stay above, and no, we are not. So the next level here that we're looking to catch support is going to be 104.5. We'll see if Bitcoin can catch some support there and rally to the upside. You know, this would be a perfect setup for a futures trade here. By the way, we got a big announcement. We're working with a top prop firm for futures trading, and we're going to be rolling that out, I believe, tomorrow. And so we'll be doing those live trades on the trading show as well. Let's take a peek at the rest of the markets here. So we know Bitcoin getting rejected at 105. On the hour, your biggest gainers, Hex is up 3.5%. Fartcoin, Ondo, Uniswap, Jupiter, really everything is green on the hour. On the day, same thing. On the week, Pi. By the way, any of you watching have Pi? I don't have any. I've heard some horror stories about people that have Pi, that have bought Pi, that have mined Pi, that are trying to sell their Pi and they really can't. And so I'm curious, do you guys watching, do any of you hold any Pi or have any Pi? Put a 1 in the chat if you do. Dog with Hat, we talked about this with Rob on the morning show. If you go here, a little better view, there's a lot of top gainers that are memes. SPX 6900, Brett, Pepe, Pudgy Penguins. If Rob was here, he would say Ethereum. And then Virtuals Protocol. My God, this thing is showing no signs of slowing down. Let's take a peek at a Virtuals chart here. What I love about what Virtuals is doing and what gives me the confidence to continue to move my TP levels higher as we get more info from the team is every product they launch, every update they do, it always brings value back to the token holders. That is what I love. Virtuals on the 5 minute. Obviously, as Bitcoin moves, so does everything else, seeing a little bit of a pullback. This would be coming into a potential, let's take a measurement here for a potential cup in handy. We did get a wick below our 50% retracement level from this move up from around $2.05 up to a high of, let's just call it $2.15. We did get a wick towards our golden pocket. Now, keep in mind, guys, this is the 5 minute chart, so super micro. But here's the level we want to pick it up as far as a swing or a long trade. It's going to be between $2.09 and $2.09.3. As you can see, we already got a wick below. And if you would have entered into maybe a higher 15 to 20x leverage play, that would have returned nice. But this is kind of we can call this thing a slanted, right? Cup and handle pattern again. Looking to target the 50% retracement level or our golden pocket sitting at $2.09 to $2.09.3. We're going to sell when QE get unlocked at year 3000. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? That's what I've just been hearing from the community with Pi. And my your dad said, I mined Pi for 5 years. Oh, shit. And so, yeah, that's what I've heard is that you can't access the coins and they're super locked. And so, yeah, it's not something I even want to consider buying. I would just tell people proceed with caution, please, because I've heard a lot of people have gotten burned on that. And then staying on Virtuals Protocol, let's actually zoom out to the 1 hour time frame here on Virtuals. And what I love about these moves here, and let me get rid of my beautiful drawings. As you guys know, I went to art class and failed miserably. On the 1 hour, everything still looks great. Uptrend is intact. We can even be coming into a smaller cup and handle pattern here, or even a larger cup and handle that's seeing a breakout that got rejected. What am I talking about? Let's see if we got any bullish div here. Oh, no, we didn't. Let's take a peek here. A lot of wicks here on virtuals. I mean, the price wants to moon $2.23. You can see here, right? $2.23. How many times did we wick up there just in the last, since Sunday at 6 p.m. Pacific? Once, twice. We failed to make attempts 3-4 times here. And so $2.23, again, depending on what volume and the rest of our indicators show us, might be a good area to scalp a short trade on Virtuals Protocol. Let me take a peek here. Oh, man, I want some of these positions to fill, man. I don't want to go gung-ho and go market order, right? I want to stay as disciplined as possible. Fade and TradFi said, Drew from Blockchain Basement knows how to sell your pie. Okay, hit up Drew. Go to Blockchain Basement. Go to the YouTube channel and ping Drew or on Twitter. Ping him and say, hey, how are you selling? Because I have no idea. I don't have any pie. I never mind pie. And so I wouldn't even know what to tell you guys or how to give you advice or guidance. This is Virtuals on the daily. Just a massive move. I mean, this accumulation zone we had here, if you accumulated Virtuals anything under 83 cents in this region, I mean, you're sitting on a 4 to 5x, and I think this thing's got another 5 to 10x to go potentially. And so, but just stay vigilant. A lot of these Genesis launches, it's going to take one big Genesis launch. We've had a few. It's going to take one really notable with a, what the f is going on? Jesus Christ. We're getting lightning in the studio here. Now I'm completely off track here what the hell I was saying. I think there's music in the background, right? But yeah, what I was saying was just one massive launch. Everyone FOMOs in, commits Virtuals, and now with the staking, we shared it on the morning show. Now with the staking, you're going to see some massive buy pressure for Virtuals Protocol. In fact, I'll go out on a limb and say this would probably be the one token in the top 100 that I would not even come near wanting to short, even though we see the numbers tell us, the chart tells us that $2.23 is a pretty big resistance level for Virtuals Protocol. But like I said, that project and that team is moving very fast. All it's going to take is one Genesis launch to really send this thing into the stratosphere. And you can see a little bit of accumulation phase here for Virtuals as we're really going between $1.95 and $2.11, not including the wicks on Virtuals Protocol. With that being said, I want to take some requests from the chat. If you want me to take a peek at something, please let me know. Throw it in the chat. I'll be more than happy to do so. And with that being said, I'm going to scroll through the comment section. If you are not subscribed to the channel, please do so. Can you take a look at RSR? I can take a look at RSR. Let's take a look at RSR. If I'm corrected, RSR, let's do Binance. RSR, as always, let's start with the higher time frame. Daily, as far as the cloud, looks good. Let's throw on our 200 AMA ribbon. Okay. So this actually looks fairly good. So obviously, conditions of the cloud are great. This thing is in an uptrend. But the important thing here is we got our 200-day moving average ribbon on here. And let me get rid of our cloud. 200-day moving average ribbon, and we essentially have a battle here at our first band here, our ribbon number 1 for RSR. And so we can stay above, and we're consolidating here, right? We can stay above our 200-day band, which currently sits at around a penny even. We can stay above that. We look for the next move up. Let's take a look at what market cipher B. Now we do have, and it's on the daily, red dot on the momentum wave on market cipher B, and we actually just got a bearish crossover on the VWAP to the downside. Now, if we lose this level, if we lose the upper band here, and you can see we already kind of got down here on a wick. That was around 0.00929. We have to, or you have to stay above, and let me drop a flag. You have to stay above that. Let me zoom in, and I can't zoom in the page. But yeah, actually I can make this bigger. Bam. That's the level you want to stay above for RSR. If you break below that, very bearish. Why? You break below your 200-day moving average. You look what happened with Bitcoin. You look what happened with the S&P, the NASDAQ. You break below your 200-day moving average. It's your first sign of trouble. You'll get a relief rally, but you'll get rejected right back. And so for me, I'm looking at a few things here for RSR. One, we got to stay above that price level. But two, potential bull flag pattern playing out. But again, just be careful. Did get that red dot again on Market Cipher B. And let me go in here and let me get rid of that. Let's zoom in here. Now this is the hourly, and let's get rid of our MA ribbon. Let's bring back our cloud. So on the 1 hour, we just did get a twist, which is great. 9-day trading above our 26-day, also great. So we are seeing a little bit of a rejection. Now let's go ahead and measure this move with our fibs. So the first move from less than a penny up to the current local high, which again is giving us a potential cup and handle pattern here again. And we are seeing that initial retracement down to our 236 level, which sits right at 10 cents even, or where we are currently. 50% retracement, and then our golden pocket sits between a penny even and a penny and some change. And so if we don't cross below that 50% retracement level on this move, this would be a really nice cup and handle setup to break to the upside for RSR. But if I take a peek at BTC again, I'm pretty sure Bitcoin is under, it's under 104.8. So as you can see here, we did get rejected. But again, lower time frames was telling us we're going to get that rejection, my friends, which is why I implore everyone who trades to always pay attention and do not neglect volume. Volume will tell you whether there's follow through on a move or if you should look at potentially shorting BTC. And so if we do get another run up at that 105 on the lower time frame, and if we see volume decrease again, I will probably get into a high leverage short that I'll be pretty much babysitting and looking to take profit on that. All right. We'll take a peek at the chat here. So I looked at RSR. Hope that helped you out. I don't really have much to say about the fundamental side of RSR. Solana and Sui to it. Oh, that's Muhammad. Good job, Muhammad. Everything too, though. You were saying ADA was going to $1,000. I was not saying ADA was going to that. Who said ADA is going to $1,000, bro? Come on. Eventually, maybe. Yeah. Nacho. Okay, let's take a peek at Nacho. I can take a look at Nacho. Shout out to Nacho, man. I like those guys. Ashton. A lot of those guys, they're awesome. So let's take a peek. Let's go gate.io. Nacho. Let's go high time frame daily. Not enough info on the daily. Let's go high time frame 12 hour. 12 hour looks pretty good. We did get a retest of our 26-day moving average. So that looks good. 8 hour looks good. Let's look at the 4 hour. I mean, these all look great. As far as our cloud is concerned, these all look great. Let's take a peek at Market Cipher B. Expanding momentum waves. We are about to hit our first overbought level. RSI stochastics pointing up. Money flow green. VWAP in the green, which is good. VWAP above our midline to the upside, which is good. Now you see, as we broke our cloud, this is on the 1 hour time frame here. As we broke our cloud, you can see we consolidated just for a little bit on Nacho. And then we had that move up. Pretty flat volume though, right? We didn't see an increase in volume. We didn't see a decrease. It just remained flat. And so I do expect this thing to retest the upper end of our cloud. And so if you're looking at a leverage trade this or maybe scalp, I would be eyeing a open here at around that level. Too many zeros, a lot of zeros, 58.30. Not a short, excuse me, a long bounce, just like we got here, right? We broke above our cloud, came back, long bounce to the upside, and we kind of consolidated, pushed up. If we do come back and retest the top end of our cloud, I'd be interested in a potential long here on Nacho at 58.30, and really look to test these highs again at around 64.51. You do like an 8 to 10x leverage. This should be a really nice trade setup. And so yeah, that's Nacho. Not a lot of if we go zoom out to the week, not a lot of data to really do any analysis on the higher time frames. Even the daily, we're not really getting a cloud here because we need at least 26 days, or excuse me, 26 days to get this cloud filled up. And so, that's Nacho. But from a fundamental standpoint, if you're bullish on Caspa, you can't not be bullish on Nacho. It's the number one ecosystem token of that entire ecosystem. And so, CoinEx for Nacho gives more story, FYI. Before 21 June. Fun fact, I'm actually Nacho Libre. Love that movie. Tron and Ton. I wanted to take a look at Ton Coin, actually. I'm happy someone said that. I know you didn't ask for it, but you mentioned Ton Coin, and here we are. Ton Coin, I believe I was looking at this, and let's clean up this chart here. Let's get rid of the rectangle. Let's zoom out to the weekly. That was a daily. So the daily, Ton Coin looks good. Ton Coin, if we can come back down to $3.27, I am interested in a long for Ton Coin. Why? We had a bullish breakout of our cloud. We had a bullish retest, right? We stayed above and price moved immediately back up from $3.20. That was our low to current price of around $3.38. But we have not gotten the twist of fate, right? The twist of green, the twist of bull, whatever you want to call it. We need that cloud to twist green. But for me, Ton Coin, I want to be patient. And again, you're seeing very similar setups across the board, these bull flag patterns. And I would expect, if this is going to play out, for the launch pad level to be sitting right at $3.29. In fact, let's go ahead and put in a long order on Ton Coin at that level. And you know what? Let me see if copy trading allows me to do Ton Coin. It does not. Okay. So let's go USDT wallet, swap over to Ton Coin. We're going to go limit. We're going to go super duper degen, not super duper, just super degen. And we're going to enter into a limit long at 329.40. I always go a little bit above if I want my order to fill. So here we're going to go 329.4. Margin, we'll do 1K, not 10K, 1K. 12X limit, yes, long, Ton Coin, order in. Let's see, let's check back in on our orders for those maybe joining a little late. We have 4 limit orders set: Bitcoin, BitTensor, and Ton Coin for a long, and Caspa for a short at 12.923 cents. Hopefully these fill. We do have our TP on Caspa set at, I believe it was 11.9 cents. Eugene said, Dave, does H-bar hit $1.40 in the next 6 months? Well, I don't have a magic 8-ball, but I can we can look at a chart together. That would be a 7x. And for this one, I'm going to zoom out to the daily. Excuse me, the weekly. So all-time high for H-bar, this is on Binance, is 60. Is this right? 60 cents? Yeah, 60 cents. I mean, $1.40. So we're talking about 2.5xing its previous all-time high in 6 months. I don't know about 6 months, but yeah, I mean, the short answer is yes. I just don't know the time frame. For me, I want to see H-bar get back to over 40 cents. So a 2x from here would be really nice. And H-bar actually, this could be one of two things, right? This is on the weekly. Now remember, actually this to me looks like, my friends, higher time frame potential bear flag pattern. I was gonna say it does look a little bit like a bull flag, but this thing extended too much, right? The flag portion extended too much, but this one, this looks like a bear flag on the weekly. On the daily, you can see H-bar just broke above and is trying to stay above our Ichimoku cloud here. And so Very similar to Ton Coin, right? We're retesting the upper band, the upper region of that. And let me drop so that's 20.67 cents. We need that level to hold. As you can see here on this candle today, we did get a wick down to our 9-day moving average, which currently sits at 19.91 cents. So essentially 20 cents even. And we did get a bounce up to a little over 21 and a half cents. And so for me, very much like Ton Coin, I want to see what H-bar does. Is it going to get that bounce as it's cleared the cloud on the daily? Everything else looks great. Let's actually... Ooh, they got new ones. I'll have to test those out later. Let's take a peek at market side for B. VWAP above our zero line, good. Money flow still red. Actually, it did a U-turn, right? It was on the way to cross above. It did a U-turn and said, boop. So we'll see if that thing will keep expanding to the downside, or if it'll reverse back up and cross over to a positive money flow. That is what we want to see. That's on the daily. Let's take a peek on the weekly. You know, I said the weekly kind of looks like potentially a bear flag pattern. Money flow deep in the red on the weekly. VWAP expanding, sitting at 12 to the upside. We did get a green dot on the weekly. This was about 3 weeks ago. So we'll see. Not enough info on the weekly for me to be able to make a play here, but this is one pattern that I have my eye on. Now, that's not to say that this pattern is going to 100% play out. Patterns get invalidated all the time, but a bear flag pattern ultimately is a bearish pattern. We zoom into maybe the hourly, seeing if anything exciting is happening with H-bar on the hourly. Rejection on the hourly cloud, right? And so our first stop would be our 9-day moving average, our conversion line, which is at 21.2 cents. But maybe we consolidate a little bit, right? Maybe price comes in here, we consolidate, we break to the upside, come back and retest here, which is right around 21 and a half cents. And then we push up, or we fall through, retest our 26-day moving average, which is 20.9 cents. But time will tell. Again, keeping our eye on volume. Let's revisit BTC here. 104.6. So yeah, I mean, we were watching this live. We hit this one pretty much on the nose. We were expecting a retracement here for BTC. On the 1 minute, even the 5 minute, right? Decreasing volume, not enough momentum. And so, but want to stay above. And so on the 5 minute here, depending on where this thing breaks, you're looking at 104 even or 104.2. This area here is where we want to stay above right here. This area right here. Stay above that. Don't go into the cloud. If we do, that's negative, right? No good. No bueno. I don't like using that. Also, if you're new here, welcome. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and ping your notification bell on. And we did a Cardano video today. So make sure you take a peek at that once this is over. I'm curious, what's your guys's? I see a lot of Cardano comments in here. What's your guys' price prediction for ADA? Before the year's over, I want to know. Before the year's over, I'm at $5 to $7 before the year's over. But that's contingent on Midnight and Bitcoin DeFi. If Midnight and Bitcoin DeFi pop off, I think $7 easy. Maybe we push it to 10. If not, I'm sticking to like $3, $3.50. But I'm curious to know, the people watching, what's your price prediction for ADA for the end of the year? And damn it, still no positions open. My God. Okay. Let's go back here. Let's go back to the hourly here. So hexing a little bit of a drawdown. SPX 6900. You know what's funny? What's that big meme coin dude's name? Murad or whatever. Dude said it's going to $1 trillion. That is very interesting. $1 trillion. Okay, CB Lifehack said $8 for ADA. Eugene, $5. And then Poman said, I keep buying dips to increase the odds. Crypto J5 said 420. 420, we like 420. Okay. Guys, let me know, is there anything you'd like me to take a peek at as far as, from a chart perspective? I will have to wrap this thing up soon. Been pretty busy at the studio. So just let me know. Let's take a peek where the market closed. Take a peek where the market closed. Fintech company Chime files for NASDAQ IPO. Okay. We're going to see a lot of IPOs, by the way. So it looks like NASDAQ closed up 1.6%. S&P closed up 0.72%. And the Dow closed down 0.64%. As the markets are officially closed for the day. And again, guys, starting tomorrow, we'll be rolling out a new futures trading platform. And so we're super excited about that. So make sure you come back here tomorrow. Let's peek into BTC again. 5-minute dumping. And depending on when we get a reversal here, if we can't clear 104.9, we could be coming into a potential head and shoulders pattern, depending on where the next shoulder goes. And so that's one thing to keep an eye on. But again, this is the 3-minute or the 5-minute chart, so super micro. Wouldn't put too much into it. And so, yeah. AVAX should be $33. It should be a lot higher. Link should be $30. It should be a lot higher. ETH should be 3,300. Yes. Doge should be 40. Okay, Chance, you lost me at Doge should be $40. With that being said, my friends, I think I'm done for today. I want to thank you all so much. I hope you guys are good with the new time window here, 12:30 p.m. Pacific for the trading show. And so if you enjoy the content, make sure to subscribe. And then if you want some more news-focused, fun, interactive, exciting, come join our live show at 10:30 a.m. Pacific time, Monday through Friday. If not, if you just like TA, I'll see you back here tomorrow, same place, same time. I love you guys. Until then, peace.